Watch this. One simple sequence, heavy loop, then smash the pop-up, and long-pimple players won't know what hit them. A lot of players struggle against long-pimple opponents because they try to overpower every ball, and that's exactly what the long-pimples want. Here's the approach I use, and it works every time. If you keep looping with raw speed, the long-pimple player gets more and more comfortable. They just block, 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 and eventually your ball dumps into the net. So instead, the tactic is this. Loop the first ball with heavy spin, a real spin loop. And when that spinny ball pops up a little high off their pimples, you raise your hand, get over it, and smash it down. It works incredibly well. And the same principle applies on the backhand side and the forehand side. In practice, just drill this exact sequence. Loop the ball with spin, and the moment it comes back a little high, punch it down. Just commit to this one pattern. As long as you don't hit it right into their comfortable zone, long-pimple players really struggle with a heavy, sinking punch shot. They can't borrow your force, and the ball just drops into the net on their side. What they fear most is that downward punch. So the first ball, never blast a power loop. If you charge in with full speed on the first ball, watch what happens. You say, the moment you go full power, it drops into the net. You finally manage to loop one on, and then the second ball goes into the net again. So many players have this exact problem against long pimples. My strategy is simple, a high spinny loop followed by a punch. And honestly, that punch can be so devastating it feels like you'll break their racket. They won't want to play you anymore. Don't try to do a full power loop. Instead, think about what I said. Serve with topspin, loop the return low and spinny, and the moment their chop pops up even slightly, punch it. Aim that punch toward the middle or the forehand, not to their backhand. Target the middle or the forehand. Those spots are almost guaranteed winners. Now let me explain the spin loop itself against long pimples. 2 key points. First, contact the ball at a low point in its bounce. Second, brush upward. Don't be afraid to loop the ball high. The higher you loop it with spin, the harder it is for them to chop it back down. What they actually love is when you charge a flat, spinless ball right into their pimples. Perfect pace. No rotation, easy to control. A long pimple player can't snap attack you off the backhand, and they're unlikely to step around for a forehand smash. That's the whole reason they play long pimples. Their backhand attack is limited. So they plant themselves in the middle and just push or chop your loops back. Now here's the second tactic. You serve backspin, and when your opponent pushes it back with their long pimples, do not pull your arm back for a big swing. Keep the stroke compact. Think of it as a bracing motion with a quick acceleration at the end. Watch what that looks like. When the push comes back, the long pimples make it fast and relatively flat. So there's no time for a full backswing. Stay close to the table, keep your elbow in front, and punch through the ball with a short, sharp forward motion. If your serve is really spinny, the long pimple player has to lift and scrape the ball to create arc, and the return comes back slow with a lot of float. That slow ball is your opportunity. Stay up at the table, use a compact forehand or backhand drive motion, and add a little snap of acceleration right at the end of the stroke. For a long pimple player, that change of tempo is brutal. So remember, your serve must be heavy. Now, when you've served heavy backspin and the return comes back, stay close to the table, keep your strokes small, and treat the ball like topspin drive through it. Even if their push looks heavy, commit to a short, flat stroke and punch it to a target. Watch how I do it here. Now look what happens when you try to muscle the ball instead. Big backswing, full power. You net it or spray it wide. That's exactly what the Long-Pimple player wants. They love when you wind up and force the ball because you're matching their pace and giving them energy to work with. A no-spin charge just bounces right back off their pimples without any trouble. Your ball needs rotation. Without spin, even if you manage to land a shot or two, the next ball you'll dump into the net again. They love the aggressive, big swing style, the player who backs up, loads a huge backswing, and tries to rip every ball. That's their comfort zone. So remember, after your backspin serve, keep the stroke short, target a spot on the table, and focus on placement and tempo rather than raw power. Now let me show you a third tactic I use all the time. Against long pimples, you alternate. Push one, attack one, push one, attack one. Because pimple rubber is slick, the opponent is prone to losing grip on the ball when the rhythm keeps changing. So after your backspin serve, you push one ball back, then on the next ball you attack. Push, attack, push, attack. Watch the pattern here. Push one, attack one. The spin coming off long pimples is predictable. It's essentially dead, a fixed reversal of whatever you gave them. So when your timing is off or you don't have a clean opening, just push the backspin ball back. Then when they send the next one, that slightly floating topspin return, you attack that one. You're grinding them down with that constant rhythm change. See what happens. That push attack rhythm disrupts their whole game. They start making errors on their own. What long pimple players love most is when you just blast every ball, serve and charge, serve and charge. They use placement to scatter you, move you around, and score easy points off your mistakes. I've seen teammates fall into this trap, facing long pimples. They just loop as hard as they can, ball after ball. One teammate tried to blast through a long pimple player in a match and scored only 2 or 3 points in the final game. Long pimple players love that kind of opponent. They want you swinging big. Instead, adopt the mindset of grinding them down. Push with patience, wait for the floaty return, then punch it. You're not in a hurry, they are. Think of it as, I'll push you, I'll wear you down, and then when the ball sits up, I'll attack. When you stay composed and keep changing the rhythm, they get anxious and start making mistakes all on their own.